This demon seems extremely eager to point that observer of mysteries to the face. As a wise innkeeper once told me, you must attack the minion with taunt.
Or you could dubious it instead. I don't remember.
So this demon has to consider here whether he's just supposed to load up onto the board even harder to threaten lethal through, basic defensive plays, or whether Thilfiel is trying to milk, right? Trying to get him to do exactly that so that he can get even more value out of an AoE turn. The fact that the location was clicked on the previous turn would lead you to believe that layover or any powerful AoE isn't there, because usually that would require the location. And yeah, I think because of that conclusion, this demon is just going to load out the maximum board he possibly can in this spot and push the damage.
Yeah, this is a, well, you better have it kind of scenario, isn't it? Because if you don't have it, you've lost. Gonna go digging?
Gonna be cursed. Doesn't hit it.
Bob?
No layover, but finds the Bob for the freeze
Bob
at the
Frost
very
one
least.
glorified freeze spell.
It's something.
Gets the consume, just about makes it mana efficient, makes the turn a little less ugly, gets the health total back up to a more respectable level. The location does now come back up again next turn, which means we're back on the hunt for layover yet again.
Decent turn though for Diz Demon to just use this Shaladrasil, maybe? Just get it pressed.
Yeah, unfortunately, can't see the numbers on the dialed on the robocaller on either view.
What was it, Metaphor Festival? I remember getting this little book.
I do like this though, like
With
you're
reviews that
frozen,
had
you
fun
can't
little
exactly
things
do a
from
million
every
things
band.
anyway. Let's spend the mana on...
They had like Terra Tenebrosa. Listen to this, it's like running down the European highway, E18 with a machete in the night, insanely firing an ice cream truck.
Means you preserve your board. It also means that you deal with the opponent's Ancient of Yore. So, there are small wins, right? Like even sometimes if you're not in this good of position against Warlock, if you can force them to commit one of their big AoEs without them sending their own Ancient of Yore's dormant again to draw more cards, that's actually a pretty big win for you. So clearing up.
Let me play one of their songs that seems almost normal. Yeah, I was in this tent, man. I remember this. Yeah. Town Festival.
Again, but it is going to be going up against this Death Knight, Zottel, and that's what you mentioned earlier, right? Where like the Warlock is equipped to deal with this.
You got these excellent outcome
It is,
covers.
for sure, yeah. I mean, both decks, just putting them up side by side.
The tunnels, the purchase
Diz Demon
reverses.
is playing quite a slimmed down list, really. There's a Shaladrosil in there, there's an
I dare you to
Exodar,
listen to this
but
kind of
there's
music.
no Kill
It will
Jaden,
make you
and of
feel like
course, being the Death
getting
Knight,
attacked
no
by black
access
magic
to
and
Wheel
the
of
spirit
Death,
stealing
which
your
means
liver.
there's just so many additional win
Interesting,
conditions in
isn't
there
it,
for
at
the
least?
Warlock. Not to mention the big juxtaposition we were talking about right back at the start of the series, or at the start of our shift taking over the series, which is Ceaseless Expanse, which this is now one of the matchups that is going to go long enough, probably, not always, but probably, for Ceaseless Expanse to actually have an impact. And Diz Demon not having one at all can end up being such a big deal,
Right.
in terms of largely abilities to set up those greedy win conditions in the late game, because that's often what you'll see
That one won't
those
turn
cards
bad.
being used for in these
Just like
control
nothing,
mirrors,
even.
is the board states get so big and recursive and powerful towards the end of the game that in order for you to play one of your very greedy cards, you quite often need to play a 0-mana Ceaseless at the same time as slamming your Wheel of Death or whatever else, to be able to generate the time that you need in order to play one of those greedy cards. So I think not having that for Diz is going to be a tough one, but hey, the deck is built to go fast, to make big starships quickly, and to launch them and be aggressive, and that is absolutely what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, 100%. And just on top of that, it's like a double whammy with the no ceaseless, because there's the lack of setup, as you mentioned, but also the fact that Philfield doesn't have to worry about it as well. So it's not, you can just go a bit more
What are they
aggressive.
talking about? Yeah, let me give you an example. Compression chamber. Even if Hank Fowler, which may often feature mystery, not fit the hour long, you should never catch me. It wasn't a small tent, you know, where unknown bands that no listeners played. Found lots of interesting music in that tent during the Food Festival days. Slipknot was actually a little bit worse than the Sugar. That's interesting. I was like, holy shit, Slipknot was so good, and I was Meshuggah is just lured by the way with superior feeling, technicality, and sound quality.
Multiple pieces with Orbital Moon in good position as well, which is extremely powerful for Death Knight. Does make the curve a tiny bit awkward,
Well,
because you want to disrupt that
crazier
curve a little
something,
bit to be able
I
to
guess.
play the Orbital
Bit
Moon
wrong.
same turn. Then you want it on the Guiding Figure more than you want it on the Defense Crystal, right? Because the Guiding Figure, getting 2 of those in there means that you double activate your Spire Death Rattle. Which means you can start popping off way quicker with those huge spell burst boards that you make.
Instead, he's going to go the Discover, which with the coin as well, so still has the option to do the sort of the play next turn without the coin, because it'll be natural 4 mana. This is also fine, it's just the other way of doing it. I guess you get some more knowledge here because you can see what you discover first to see if your play changes, right?
You also develop an immediate 4/4 instead of an immediate 3/2, right?
Yeah.
Which is technically more aggressive immediately, and you can get some real nasty dark gift hits, which might allow you to follow up with even more tempo straight afterwards. So I like all of this so far from Diz.
And again, just a reminder, this is game number 5. The winner basically has their job done for the day, and the loser just misses out, right? Everything on the line, single elimination here. So these players, it's all coming down to this one game for Diz Demon and Philfield. like it. Yeah, okay. Here's going to be guided figure.
Yeah, just dropping it now. Makes sense. Get 2 of these into the pool.
What's up,
Nice
people?
and sharpish. That guided, that Soulbound Spire pickup, which I believe has buffed attack on it as
Just
well,
had
which will
a
make
tiny,
the initial one at least a little bit more powerful. Very nice. And we are well on our way
disconnect.
towards the turbo ship that this demon's going to need here.
Oh, we are going to get someone a copy of the one-cost location. The main goal in most matchups with Elise, right? I think it's one of the target picks is summon a copy, especially in the Starship decks.
In most decks, in most matchups, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the premium one you want. It doesn't matter whether it's like the Starship control decks that just want extra pieces or extra copies of the Starship when it comes, or like Discover Hunter, same deal, more biopods. You can get a little bit more damage by copying your eventual win condition ship that you launch at the end if you need that tiny bit more damage. But even the combo decks, right? Like Owl Druid now
Yeah.
plays Elise to sometimes just get an extra copy of Owl, which exponentially scales all of your spell damage by having more than one Owl in play. So
Thank God the war
yeah,
was
pretty much
spaghetti
always.
reference.
Rogue is the one more often than not that
Pretty much
sometimes
Rogue
you're
as
just
well.
taking like Raptors plus
beginning
Savage
is
Rule,
Yeah,
like
stuff.
really gross like
Yeah.
tempo locations. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Here, though, I think Disdemon has the choice between optimal mana play or usage, or just drawing some more cards, because he could coaches here and draw a couple of cards and see where it goes from there. But I guess if he's going more aggressive, it might just be a little bit different here. Gonna go for another guiding figure and a 2-drop instead. Yeah, and just go face. Okay.
Get him, little buddy.
Wisp's like, I'm helping. Nidus Worm.
Yeah, if this Wisp pushes the 1, I will consider it a great success.
Oh,
However,
yeah.
that Ultralisk Cannon might have something to say about it.
Wait, did you say Ultralisk Cannon?
I might have done
'Cause
actually. I think I
that
did.
is a horrifying thought. If the Zerg ever developed an Ultralisk cannon that just fires Ultralisks, those things are massive.
I mean, surely they have the technology to travel through space. Surely they can figure out